There's no music playing, but I'm bebobbing my head. That's okay. Welcome to Two Biz Besties, our online show, podcast, whatever this thing is. I'm so excited because this is the February 2023 edition, and we got LaKisha, Mosley, my co-host for Two Biz Besties. Welcome.
Boo boo. What's up, girl? What's up?
There we go. Let's be like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
I know.
We're going to put some music there. Ooh, ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
we need our own theme music. Yeah,
we need to do something and have everybody vote for it. But, you know, I don't have time right now. So we're just going to get and say, ooh, 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 ooh is our thing. That's a hot mess. Anyway, so y'all, so we created this show, as you guys know, or if you may not know, I don't know. This is only our second episode. We're doing monthly online business show. It's called Two Biz Besties, to just go through some things happening online business. And I just thought of something else in my brain, LaKisha. I'm gonna put it on the docket because I was like, we got to talk about this really quick as well. Anything else you think we need to add? Just put it on there, because at this point we're gonna be here all night. I'm gonna put it in there right now. Okay. I'm just gonna talk about. Okay, so let's get on to our very first topic, LaKisha, because everybody's talking about it.
Yes.
That ending was trash, but everybody is talking about the Super Bowl, and even more importantly than, you know, the players, there was some sort of football. I don't know, something happened. But more importantly,
right?
I'm going to say her name correctly. Rihanna. My husband keep on saying her name is not Rihanna, it's Rihanna. I'm like, okay, Rihanna.
Oh,
yeah, that's how you say it. That's how you really say it. It's Rihanna. Rihanna gave us a free concert.
Yes.
And some guys were playing football around it, is what somebody told me.
Yes. I agree.
Did you watch it?
I watched the halftime. That was it. I didn't care about anything else.
Oh, dang.
No, I don't care. Listen, my quarterback has retired twice.
Girl, bye. Please don't say it's him, Tom Brady.
Okay, well.
That's your quarterback?
All day.
Really? I thought, is he coming back? I thought I saw something about like somebody saying, oh, I think he's going to come back.
I mean, I hope he doesn't. He said that he wasn't. He said he is done.
You believe that, please?
Oh.
He ain't got nothing to do at home, honey.
I don't know if he is or not.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does, for what? Like he's almost my age. I mean, he's almost 40. I'm 46. I'll be 47 this year. He's like what, 45?
I don't know.
It's time to hang the cleats up.
Hang it up. Go ahead and get in the announce booth. Go ahead and, you know, go shopping with your kids. Do something else. But, you know, but besides Tom Brady,
right?
Rihanna was the star of the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Because I actually didn't see it. I was listening to it on the way home, because I was driving from my, you know, my nursing job. And so I didn't actually see it. I saw the replay later. But as I'm driving, you know, I'm listening like, okay, I know that song. Okay, I know that song. Because I'm not the biggest Rihanna fan. But I was like, I know that. Okay, I know. And I was singing along with it, even though I'm like, I don't even really know her songs. But I guess I do, because I knew almost every single song she sang.
Mm-hmm.
Which says something. That means that you are like a global, you know, if I know your song, but yet I say I don't really know anything, that means you're a global icon. But one of the things that she did was her imagery. She barely moved, bless her heart. She barely moved, but that's because she's pregnant. We all know that.
Yes.
The marketing in that whole display was out of control. I mean, what do you think about what we saw and the marketing you see? If you think there was any kind of marketing principles we could take away from it, because I've seen several people talking marketing and how amazing Rihanna or whoever's behind her, how amazing their marketing is.
I mean, I thought it was fantastic from the beginning. I'm like, what the hell y'all want her to do? She's pregnant. It's first of all, in terms, it is a free concert, so you're going to get the bare minimum. I don't get paid to do this, homie. Not to mention, I'm the 21st wealthiest Black woman in America. So I could care less about what y'all say. So I saw lots of comments about people trying to break down her marketing strategy or breaking down what she did. One person who I won't even name names because we don't hear had the nerve to talk about, oh, she didn't have an opt-in on her website. Boo. She didn't need to opt in. Somebody, girl, you know we'll talk offline.
Tell me offline about it. Because I'm like, what?
To me, I'm like, first of all, that's crazy because I'm a Fenty user and there's always an opt-in.
Right.
Number one. But then they start going into abandoned cart. I'm like, first of all, none of y'all on her level to even be talking. Shut up about that, number one.
Anything marketing, yeah.
Number two, I think she did a great job in the representation of, number one, her culture, her heritage. I was proud to be a Black woman just to see her on stage, number one, and pregnant. We're superhumans.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and pregnant, but to see her actually display her products and then her team, the people behind her were like on live talking about, well, this is what she wore on her face. And this is what she wore on her face. Like, to me, that is what marketing really is. It's not like so in the moment. It's like the behind the scenes stuff that folks don't even know what's going on, because I guarantee you people were wondering, well, what is she wearing? Is she wearing her own products? And then look at her sales. So when people say to me, oh, well, she gave a free concert, she didn't get paid for it. Yes, she did, because all of the marketing efforts she did, like people started breaking down Nicole, like Apple did this. She used her Apple spot for this. And she used her area for Savage Fenty. Like all of her stuff was there.
Like sales. Somebody said that she got like 2.5 million followers after the event. Her sales skyrocketed. Her streaming was out of control. People wanting to listen to her music. I mean, just marketing, the placement. I mean, she literally had like a lipstick. I don't even remember, but she literally had one Fenty product on the stage, and good luck trying to find it. As far as I'm concerned,
that's what I said too.
Good luck.
That's what I said too. Yeah, because they told us what it was. So Fenty did the little live and they were like, oh, she got this on, I mean, to me, it was freaking genius. So that was like back-to-back 2 good Super Bowl halftimes to me. Last year we had Dre and the crew. Yes. This year we had her, and I felt like she did it her way.
Yes.
And she don't care about what none of us say.
No.
Those of us who are naysayers.
But let's also talk marketing in the sense of, she's established herself to say, I don't care what anybody says. She's established herself to say, I don't need to be paid because I'm about to be paid 10 times more than what you could ever pay me for this particular thing. So, she set herself up for that. Most of us can't do that.
We cannot.
We cannot do that.
We cannot do that. And let me share this with you, which we're going to talk about her a little bit later. But Nicole Walters did a post that was prolific.
Yeah, that's probably what we're thinking about. The same kind of.
First of all, we can't even talk about some of the things that she was able to do because she is established. And a lot of times people don't think about it. Oh, well, she did it for exposure. Well, she's in a position to accept exposure for something. Because again, I ain't gonna say she don't need the money. We can't talk about what people need money. You know what I'm saying? But again, she's already a billionaire. She's already paying herself 1 trillion times over. So for exposure, I'll take it if I was a billionaire.
If I was I'll take it. Absolutely. But I mean, I think, people are like, well, she did it for free. What does that look like for the small business? Can I do it for free? How can I don't know. I can't be in your pocketbook. I can't tell you if you should speak for free or if you should do this or that for free, because sometimes visibility and just getting visibility as a small business owner is more important than being paid for a particular thing. But sometimes being paid is more important than getting visible. So I can see both ways for small business owners. And I don't think it's going to be any one way. You have to choose which one is best for your business.
Exactly. But I will say, as a word of advice, if you ain't got no money, exposure ain't nothing.
Or or if you have no money, exposure ain't nothing when you have nothing to back it up with. So if
When
you
you
have
have
no
exactly.
products, if she has the 1,000 products she can sell on the back end. If you have
Yeah.
no products, you get the exposure, you get maybe a few, maybe 100 or so people on
Right.
your list or whatever, and you have no products to sell, then what the heck is the business? You have
Yeah.
nothing to
What you
sell.
exposing? You
Exactly.
exposing
What are you
what? That you
exposing?
broke?
What do
Because
you
what
expose?
else
You're
you
not
do?
exposing anything. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, let's get to the next one because I know that we both have some things to say. We talked a little bit on last month's show about StreamYard on
Right.
air. And I finally used it with a challenge. I'll talk to you a little bit later on about how that went. But I finally used it. So I kind of know what she was talking about from last time. But we're going to go into like our little review, certain things we want to change.
Yes.
And for those who don't know, StreamYard is is a streaming platform that we're using actually right now.
Right.
And what it does is I don't know the technical words for it, but essentially you stream your video onto YouTube or Facebook or some other site, and you're able to make pretty pictures and make it seem oh wow, that's so pretty, like you're able to
Right.
do those sort of things. And make a bit of a show, a production out of your live stream. So one of the things we talked about, I know you used it for an event. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you use it for event. I use it for my challenge, which is an event essentially. And the number one thing I didn't like was the fact that you could see the number of people watching.
Yes.
That seems like petty, but when there's
It's
only maybe
annoying.
2 people watching at the time, for those who are on the stage, it could be like, there's only 2 people watching.
Yes. Yes.
It can be a little bit distracting when that happens.
Yes. I agree. I don't know why that's even necessary for one. I mean, I think as the producer, maybe, and maybe it could be somewhere else. But the last thing I want, as I'm either hosting, and most of the time hosting and presenting at the same time, an event, I don't want my speakers, presenters, participants looking at the number of people instead of concentrating on what's happening like right now.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I know you talked specifically about chatting.
Yes.
As a presenter. She about to go off. She about to go off.
It's crazy. And I'm gonna tag them in this.
Please do.
In this portion, I'm gonna tag StreamYard. Now listen, if I am a presenter on stage as I am right now, would you want me chatting with the audience like while I'm supposed to be presenting? It makes no sense to me. So I was like in the middle of an event. I think the first time I used it with like my last client event. And she said, oh, speakers aren't able to chat. And I was like, wait, let me go to support. So one of the good things is you can get support.
Yeah.
And support was like, oh, well, are they on stage or backstage? And I was like, well, they're backstage. And they said, oh, well, they can't chat, unless they're on stage. I was like, how stupid is that? Before I could even just catch my fingers. I was just like, how stupid is that?
Did you write that? Did you write that to them?
I wrote that in the chat.
Ooh, what they say? They was like,
well, we're sorry you're not pleased with that. We'll send that feedback. And this some more feedback I got for y'all. Like, I was really good. I was super pissed because I was like, what is the point of having speakers chat on stage? That's like telling someone to read a book while driving a car. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. That's just retarded. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I like that my speakers like to engage with the crowd before they even get on stage. It just helps people know, especially if people are there because they are there. It just helps them know, like, oh, they in the crowd. So literally, I have to tell my speakers, open another tab as an attendee so you can chat. So folks know you here. Like StreamYard, do better. Do better.
Do better. I mean, first off, I'm so happy they came up with this because, there's so many different webinar platforms that are super expensive. And the fact that you can use StreamYard, which we're already using to do this is super awesome and exciting. So, if you do I don't want to say but if you want to do a challenge or a simple webinar, you don't want to have all these sorts of things. It's a good idea to use StreamYard on air. So I love the fact that they're doing it. Oh, P.S. Did you see that you can do reels from there now? You can create reels.
No.
You ain't see it? Yes, yes. So, okay. So now they have the ability for you to create reels. You know how like you can watch your video, chop it up into different bits. So you can, they also, it'll say, do you want to, have a long form video or do you want to create a reel? So you can create reels with StreamYard now, which I am like, okay, StreamYard, y'all are really trying to do some things with this.
Well, y'all need to fix the stuff that you started at first. Like,
yeah.
Okay, we like new features. And my thing is, once I'm done, I just download. I don't ever edit my videos in StreamYard. I use CapCut now to edit, or iMovie. So I would.
They're getting there. They're trying to take over like video. We are the standard. We will do it all. Like I think that's what they're trying to do, which I can appreciate. But I do agree, like come back and and then the other thing, because during the challenge I had an offer on day 3 and deploying the offer, like saying, how like other ones where you can just like click a button and it'll send a link or a button to everyone who's watching. So they have the ability to click on it and go to your offer. That was one thing I was like, oh, that'd be nice to be able to just deploy an offer when you're on stage, especially if you're using it for webinars and stuff like that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, especially since that's how they're marketing it, it's on air and it's mainly for webinars, but we're using it for events. It's like, to me, like make it make sense, because I think that would be perfect to be able to do that. At the end of most webinars, there is an offer.
Right.
Okay. So I want to be able to deploy that in real time where people can just go and get it. So yeah, they need to do better.
They're getting there. Well, I'll also say this. They also have the ability to manage registration. So anybody that comes into your on-air webinar, you can collect their email address. I already have their email address, but they wouldn't be there unless I already had it. But this lets me know who actually showed up. I'd like just, something that connects that straight to my ConvertKit. I use ConvertKit. We'll talk about that later. Or we'll talk about that in just a second. I like some sort of thing that integrates with, email marketing system. So you can easily just tag those people as they showed up. Hey, thank you so much for showing up. So I don't have to upload, I think that's coming as well. But, it takes time. It takes time. So, okay. So we wanted to go over into this kind of just came up recently. We're talking about email marketing system and, getting new people on our email list. I just hosted a bundle. LaKisha was a part of it. I just hosted a bundle. 1,600 attendees came through this bundle. I'm blown away, A, by my contributors being just awesome. But B, the more and more, let me just say this, the more and more people you get on your email list, the more and more you want to weed out those who should not be there or don't want to be there.
True.
And what we came up was, I said, it's expensive having people that ain't reading your emails on these systems. And then LaKisha goes, what system you got? And I said, ConvertKit. She's like, oh, I got Flowdesk. And I'm like, what?
Nope.
Well, okay. I know of Flowdesk. The only reason why I know of Flowdesk is because of a previous client. I didn't like Flowdesk at all when I was working in that client system. I've heard Jenna Kutcher talking about it. That's the only big email marketing person I've heard of using Flowdesk. Talk to me more about Flowdesk and why it's so great. Because again, the only person I see using it or talking about it is Jenna Kutcher.
Yeah. I like it because, for one, I feel like if you are a newbie in this space, like if you're just starting out, free is good. ConvertKit gives you free. But as you grow, do you want to pay more? Like, hell no, I don't want to pay more. So I pay $19 a month for unlimited subscribers.
What?
I can have as many, yes, ma'am. I can have as many tags or segments. And they made some
I need to see some behind the scenes, because what your automations looking like?
We got automations. So workflows for one. It's
called workflows. Okay.
And they did just add checkout just recently.
Okay.
I think as in competition with ConvertKit. I didn't add checkout because I use PayHip for a lot of my products, and
Mm-hmm.
actually, I'm in the process of building out a whole new thing where people can go and retrieve my digital products. But they are trying to. I feel like they are trying to compete with ConvertKit, even with pricing. When it comes to that, so to pay $19 a month for unlimited subscribers, number one, is a winner to me.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I didn't really care a lot about sequences and automations because I was using Zaps. But
Mm-hmm.
then when I actually dove a little deep and saw, oh, I do have workflows and automations in here. So like we both talked about Liz last time, a lot of my sequences that I pull from EMM are automatically embedded into Flowdesk. When you join my email list, it triggers that automation, and that automation goes, and I can upload files and videos and things in it. I like it because of the simplicity of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have tried to use ConvertKit, and I would want to throw the computer out the window. This is ridiculous. But for you to charge me per subscriber,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
Well, I mean, once you get to a certain, I think I've been paying 80 a month, and then it's going up because I got those people. That's why anytime I get unsubscribes, I'm like, woohoo! Like,
yeah, that's another thing too. Cause like I'll notice now. I'll tell you this one thing I don't like about Flowdesk. If you unsubscribe, it's like hell for you to get them. You can't get them back with that same email address. Like that's a done thing.
Okay.
They either have to like resubscribe if it's with that same email address, and then you kind of have to like move them manually to whatever segment. They're really big on those kind of things.
When
but
you've unsubscribed, you're unsubscribed. Okay.
Yeah, I just don't feel like you should. Okay, we should wipe our list. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not hard pressed to wipe my list because it doesn't matter. I have close to 2,200 on there now. Prior to doing Liz's whole program, I think I was at probably like 600. Just think of what I would be paying. And I literally don't even pay $19 a month, Nicole, because I refer people and it takes care of my subscription.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, it takes care of my subscription. So I think
I need to get more in affiliate market for
girl, you need to get into it, baby, because let me tell you, I ain't paid for Flowdesk in
I
2
need
years.
I need to get into that because I mean ConvertKit, like I said, I think it's 80. My list is, okay, I'll say it. It's funny once you get kind of a little bit of more of a list that you start saying your numbers.
Right.
But I'm over 4K now, which is like, y'all, bless the Lord. I'm just saying, let's have a moment of prayer and Thanksgiving for that email list, because Lord knows it took forever to get there, but finally over the last couple of months, it really has hit with these bundle events I've been doing. But yeah, every time I see an email unsubscribe, I'm like praising Jesus because ConvertKit, they really, they kind of hit you once you get to a certain level. I was hearing somebody saying they paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for because they have a huge list from these. And I was like, what? I would be like, I want a little list.
Like, oh,
but that kind of 5 and 3, 5. Yeah, anyway. But
that's a lot, I think. I mean, I do like that you all can have, like, you have like this whole section that is landing pages. For us, it's a form. And so for someone like me who's not super techie, and if you say landing page, I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? That's not me. So I can create a form that essentially is a landing page. So I think about some of the contributors to your bundle. When I went to some of their pages, they literally had a Flowdesk form that looked like a landing page, because we can really make it look pretty. We can start from a blank canvas, or we can have some really cool templates. And so I like that as well. And we get like all these freaking trainings. Like they always got a training, a challenge, like all kind of stuff going on to help.
Well, I mean, ConvertKit will be like, we got affiliate affiliate pushes is what they be doing. But I'll say this, Flowdesk is one of the more beautiful. Like if you're really looking, you're a photographer, you have a cooking, something for beauty, bridal, that sort of thing. It's uncomparable as far as the beauty of it. Again, I can't really say much. I know there's a lot of stuff going over there, an active campaign. I don't know if you been hearing all that stuff. They jacked the price up.
Way up.
I'm praying ConvertKit don't do something crazy.
Listen.
But for some reason, Active Campaign just jacked it up. And I mean, and
Yeah.
everybody like, oh hell no, small
Yeah.
business can't deal with that, and they run for the hills.
Yeah.
So
It's a lot. It's a
it's
lot.
yeah, I mean, it's not easy being a small business owner when you're trying to, you're trying to hustle and get these
Yeah.
get your audience up. So I get it.
Yeah, and we understand the cost of doing business. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, but I think I come from the mindset or the premise of small business doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg.
Right.
And if it does, you need to find other tools.
Yes.
You need to find other things that will help you, make it work. Because even if you have the money, why you got to spend it? That's just my thing.
All right. Hey, I totally agree with that. This is the first 2 years. Oh, please. If it was in the bank, I need it. I need that program. I need that template.
Right.
I need that. Oh, I'm gonna probably use that. There's so many apps, Sumo, Deal, tools that never actually even got redeemed, and I don't use them because I said I needed that lifetime deal. So anyway. We're gonna talk about that. Okay, so let's go on because I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the big marketers, at least in like the female marketing realm. Marie Forleo has B School open right now. I think for maybe 5 more days. I mean, it's like 2 weeks. Her launch is a long time to me. She did this year, and I'm actually gonna do a full breakdown inside of my Biz Besties Club because as an event person, seeing what she did, I'm like, it's genius. But as a launch, god darn, it's like 2 weeks. I don't know how she does that. People make thousands of dollars as affiliates if they really have a strong base. Right. But I didn't see too many people being an affiliate for her. So I was interested in, have you seen anything? Has anything come across your desk when it comes to Marie Forleo and B School? Have you taken B School, LaKisha?
No, and
you did it.
I will never.
You did it.
No. She was I mean, I think I liked her at first, and then when Black Lives Matter happened, and they did
she missed the mark completely. She ran over and didn't.
I'm like, girl, you and a couple of them other ones can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned. But I think that's part of the thing too. I think a lot of people may secretly still have some issues with that. But also that her messaging, like she kind of went off on this whole mindset thing. Like, girl, what is you talking about? I'm not listening to nothing that you got to say about mindset. Yes.
Well, she did. She had a what was it? Maybe it's a productivity product. She came out. It was something new, recent.
Yeah.
She came up with, and it was totally not what she normally talks about. And I was just like, what's she doing? Like, that's not her thing. That's not her thing. So I was just like, I guess she's trying to get some coin in between the B School coin is what's happening. But she only launches B School once a year. I don't know how people do that, but she only does it once a year. She must make $1 billion doing it. It's a part of her revenue, so it's not her whole revenue. But I could see how she's trying to insert other things in between B School. I do have B School. That was one of the first big purchases for my business that I made. Mm-hmm. I didn't finish it. Module 2. I'm still
no, ma'am. I'm gonna need you to do better.
Honestly, I got some of almost every big name thing there is to have out there. And module 2 is about what I get to. But the one thing I will say, something everybody can take from B School. If you have a program, you do rounds and you do it over and over and over again. She always, with the alumni, scraps their entire module, scraps the B School from the old thing. If we tell her to, so we have to click a button to do it. Mm-hmm. Everything gets scrapped, and she gives us a whole new version every year. So she just updated B School, and she's giving us the whole new version, and we're going to go through it. Like, she drips it out just like we're new. So I can appreciate that, but she does it every year. And I'm like, shouldn't you get paid for that? Like, I don't know. Like, if you want to be a part of this round, pay $99.97. I always thought that was kind of a waste for her and a missed opportunity. Maybe it's like, oh, she's so nice, but I don't know. The bottom line, I would be like $9.97 to go through that every single year. But like I said, every year it's free. It's updated. we go through it just as if we're new in B school. So I've never
Yeah,
done it,
I
but
don't know. I mean, I think I feel differently about things like that. And I think that's why I've always been kind of very cautious about big expenditures like that. I feel like if I pay for it once, then it's mine for life. And I should, any upgrades, I think within reason should be offered to the people who have, especially when you're investing that kind of money into something. I think that you're almost like you keep going back to the same well when you are like, oh, well, here's an upgrade, $97 or $1,000. I'm like, hell, I already paid my first one for this. So,
I paid for this.
Else.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I know who was it that did it. I'm pretty sure Amy Porterfield said, hey, we're doing another thing. We're doing it live. If you want to be a part of the group coaching experience, pay me $400 or $500. I don't remember how much it was, but I definitely remember getting that email. I was like, oh, like I felt some way about it, but at the same time, I cannot, it's their hustle. Hey, you ain't paid me since. So, if I can re-engage you and get a couple coins doing it, then hey, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can see it both ways as someone who, owns a business. I haven't really got a lot into course creation. But I think
I'm gonna get on you about that again.
Karen,
I
mean, it's just
Karen, you remember Karen, right? You remember Karen from Slay Your Course? She was the other girl that was on stage with you.
Yeah.
And she finally did her course. In my challenge, I was like, you did your course, right, Karen?
Yeah, it's just not very top of mind for me, especially with the competition of like all the other stuff that I got going on. Like that's not really like something that's just top of mind for me. But it's just like if I did create something that was high ticket, I would not expect people to keep paying me for that thing. I don't know.
I think I'm like 5 years removed from it, so I don't know. I'm kind of I don't know. I can see where this is all new. This is all up to, I don't know. I can see both ways.
Yeah.
So, let's get off Marie, because there was a book I read on my vacation. Lord Jesus, I don't know why I read on vacation. My husband's like, put the book down and let's have fun. It is business books I read. I don't be reading nothing else. But it's called Chill and Prosper, a book by Denise DT, and I was talking about it during my challenge. And there's one particular concept she talked about. At least for me, it kind of freed me from always feeling like I got to be the expert. Like, oh, this is the expert on virtual events. And I'm like, child, no, I ain't the expert completely. I know things. There's room for me to improve and room for me to learn. So she talked about contributing, that you are a contributor to the conversation and you don't always have to be that expert, that guru in that thing, which I was like, thank you. Like finally somebody said it. Somebody said, I don't have to know every little thing and I can be the person sitting and listening. Which I listen from you all the time, like I feel like a lot about virtual events and you run your events. And I learn from you. I feel like I know a lot about virtual events and hopefully you learn something from me.
Yeah, definitely.
So, there's always room for more growth and more learning. And for me to shift my thinking from I am the expert on virtual events to I am contributing to this solution, the virtual event platform. I am one of the many. And it takes away that competition that people often talk about.
True. I agree with that. I think that that you don't have to be a quote unquote expert in order for you to be seen as someone very prolific, someone very influential in a field. I think that a lot of times people feel like, oh, I need to put on my cape or I need to be seen a certain way for my message to be heard. And I don't think that's the case. I would rather do less work than to be seen as the expert. I think contributing helps you be just as seen as if you were seen as the expert. Because think about it, if you are on a panel discussion, who the experts there? Everybody or nobody.
Right.
But you're contributing to a conversation that could potentially have someone thinking differently about a certain topic. So I think when people band together, when you think about like front loading or front running a particular thing, like of course there in a sense has to be a leader, but when we're all contributing, it's less work for everybody.
Absolutely.
Everybody gets seen.
And again, I look at it, I'm much more about collaboration. And if I can come to a situation and know that I'm collaborating about a topic with someone else like this, we're bringing both of our ideas, collaborating.
Right.
I'm not an expert in by any means, or don't want to be. I also don't want to be seen as an expert. Maybe that's too much pressure. It's like other stuff to do. I think it's a lot of pressure. So being able to be a contributor, go and get that book. I really thought it was good. It had other good points, but that point in particular, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I really liked it.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna get it.
I thought it was a really good book, and she kind of, broke things down to where it's like, let's stop making this hard. Let's make this as easy as possible. I want to get to your event because you have an event coming up. I don't know when it is. Tell me when it is.
So it is next month. It is March the 14th, 15th, and the 16th in the evening. All my shows are live.
The way she said that, they live.
I don't like pre-recorded, and
I know that's right.
we kind of had that conversation, and all the ones I get invited to lately are pre-recorded, and they get on my nerves. But anyway, so my event is called Restore Her, and it's actually It's really part one in the wellness series, but I started last year with Refresh Her. So there's Restore Her, Release Her, and then Refresh Her. Ooh. And it's all a Black woman wellness series. And I feel like it's important because it's things that we as Black women don't talk about, but affect us adversely a whole lot. So this one is more on the medicinal side, I'll say. We're going to talk Black maternal health. We're going to talk about depression among Black women. Why are we so mad? Or if, people are like angry Black women, why are we so mad?
So we going there. We're going there.
We're going there.
All right.
I feel like in order for us to heal and to really be great, we got to hit some stuff in the head. Like I got to hit you upside your head with some stuff to get your brain to start thinking differently. We're going to talk about, spirituality and mental clarity and those things. And so I did something different this time with this one that I normally don't do. I have a huge network of people. Like I know somebody that knows.
She knows people.
You send me somebody who she's like on everything I do, and Shama's like on everything that I do. But because this was really different for me, I had to go outside my comfort zone, and I had to ask for speakers.
Ooh, wait. So you've never asked for speakers? Like,
no, ma'am. I go to that network. I go to that Rolodex, and I'm like, hey, I need you. Hey, do you know somebody that can do this? Do you know somebody that can do that?
Okay.
Blah, 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 blah. Like I think the last
you don't pitch is what you're trying to say. You don't pitch.
No. What? You know who I am? I'm not pitching.
Okay. Well, hey,
I'm not pitching.
Okay. I mean,
no.
Let's just say a lot of people do pitch their speakers.
Yes.
But you're saying you had to do a call out, which is funny because a lot of people do call outs and they don't even know,
Yes.
I don't know their
people that I want. So
yes.
I'm not dry pitching, folks, is what I don't do.
Right.
If I'm pitching to you, it's because we have some kind of relationship somewhere, or we know someone's connected us.
Gotcha.
And so I did a couple of call outs or videos on TikTok and Instagram looking for speakers. And for me, I'm very specific. For one, I'm busy. Number two, I'm a Leo and I don't have time to talk a lot to you. I'm a personality, so I want A to B really fast. And so I put a lot of information in where you can read for yourself. And
so that was the problem. I hear it now.
Yeah, it was a total nightmare for one. And which is why, again, Nicole, I'm telling you, this Black Women Speaker Collective needs to happen.
Yeah.
There are women, Black women, who don't have professional headshots. let's not even say professional, Nicole. Let's just say headshots. If I say I want a headshot, and I got this from you, I literally stole, I'm telling y'all, I stole her stuff.
What
I
happened?
stole your headshot template that you make us use for content for contributing to the budget. But it's a standard. It's a literal standard. 600 by 600 is a standard for a headshot. Your headshot should not be showing me your legs. It should be, as they say, from the fold up, wherever your fold, wherever your fold begins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
girl, I'm getting cell phone pictures. I'm getting crazy stuff. Number two, you don't have to have a business to be a speaker, but what do you stand on? Where does your messaging start? So I had people that were like, oh, I want to be a part of your event. And I'm wondering, like, why did you go and look to see like who I'm connected to, other events that I've done or been involved with, and you see the people that's there, and that's why you want to be a part of it? Or you just want to get on the train to see if you can just be a speaker and ride my train and you don't have any experience?
Well, everybody is like, be a speaker, quit your job, you can speak. And I'm like, can you speak?
No, we raggedy. We raggedy. I'm sorry. We raggedy. We have to do better. And that is why, although how the Speaker Collective came about was not about that, but it's not something I will probably ever do again. I think with this experience, good and bad, I was able to build my network a little bit more with some people. Right. So that those call outs or those pitches will be to those people specifically, because I want us to, as Black women, because our counterparts don't do this mess. They really don't. We need to know our alignment, number one, because when I say I need people that can talk about depression in Black women, I either want you to be an experienced depressant, i.e. me, or I want you to be someone that works in the field that works with people in depression. I don't want you to tell me that you do spoken word. What does that have to do? I'm serious, Nicole. That was the stuff that I was getting. That was the stuff that I was getting.
What does it have to do with what I'm trying to do?
And then I even had a few that said, well, I've seen your stuff and I just really want to be on your stage. And I'm like,
no, ma'am.
You do understand you have to be in alignment. Like I preach that all the time. Like hosts mess up when they get people that are not in alignment with their events. And so it was like a nightmare. I will probably never do it again. I mean, I'm still looking for people, like, because the people that I got, I was like, nope.
Well, I'm going to go back to what you talked about when it's just as simple as something like a professional or just headshot. I'm not going to say professional. Y'all, please stop with the selfies. Let's get somebody to take a nice, clear photo with beautiful lighting. Put on your makeup, make sure your hair look nice, put on a decent whatever that goes with your branding. If a sweatshirt is what goes with your branding, okay, but make sure it's clean, it's pressed, it's whatever the case may be. So, that's just kind of the beginning of being a speaker and starting to collaborate, is make sure that you can present yourself at the very beginning, aka a headshot. Beautiful headshot. Photographers, we need you, especially those who know how to photograph Black women. We need you. Like, what is, beautiful, especially when you got glass. Look, I got glasses. You can see my glare. People who can beautifully shoot Black women and have beautiful headshots. I think as a part of your speaker collective, you need to get a few photographers
definitely
to provide some kind of service to those women, because, and I definitely get them myself. I'm like, oh, like, I don't even want to put you necessarily on my branding because it's not the best looking stuff. So
it's not. I'm just like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, you seriously showed up. Like, I would not even present that. And I will have to say, even to my friends that have Android phones, like even their cameras are bomb, just like I feel like Apple cameras are bomb. Like, you literally can get someone to take your picture. You can Google how to take a great shot with whatever phone that you have. If you have a computer with a webcam, there's even, some virtual photo booth companies that literally do virtual headshots for companies.
Yep.
Like, I'm just saying, like, at this point, Nicole, like, with people pushing speaking as something to do, and trust me, it can be very lucrative, it can be very good. We talked about i.e. exposure. That's one way that you and your brand could get visibility on the right stage. But if you show up raggedy, that host will not put you on. I'm not putting you on my stuff. You're not coming
especially
on my
graphics, I have a overall a photo thing. I'll be like, oh, let me put them real small because I can't see it. And do what you ask. So, she said she took my 600 by 600 where I literally give them a template, a headshot template, and say, put your photo on this template. And you know how many people don't do it. It's
so annoying. And that's the thing too, that like I normally create this really cute speaker packet because I'm thinking we're business women.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be reading. I mean, you get emails.
It
don't read.
Doesn't happen. I could have told you that.
It doesn't read. Don't read. So this year I did this year I'm going to do speaker websites. So that seems to have worked so far a little bit better.
Yeah.
I found an app, Geneva, that we are communicating with because emails get to be too convoluted.
Yes.
And it's so much back and forth. And so that's how we're going to communicate that way. But I'm just like, you can't want to be a speaker and not follow directions. Like, people will not ask you back. I ain't asking you back.
Just so you know, if you're not following the I totally get what you're saying there. So LaKisha's events coming up. I actually just had a challenge the last 3 days. Today was day 3. So I'm kind of like, I'm tired. I'm tired. It was an audience growth challenge. We had 3 days. We were talking about how to create good digital products, how to do collabs with digital products. And then today we talked about essentially events, like how the heck do you convert these new audience members? And I proposed this, that we stop using our events to list build and instead using them more for community building. Now, I know some people are going to give me a little bit of flack on that one, but I hate to see people create these amazing virtual events and nobody shows up, or the number of people aren't there because they thought that their speakers were going to promote to their list and then they don't. And then they're sitting there with 2 people in the audience. It's frustrating when that happens. So I was proposing in this challenge, why don't we use collaborations? Why don't we do something me and LaKisha are doing right now, a collaboration? Why don't you contribute to a bundle? Why don't you host your own bundle? Why don't you, speak on summit stages and that sort of stuff in order to build up your audience and then present this audience with an event, a virtual event, a live virtual event, a challenge, a workshop, whatever the hell you do, present them from that. And, a lot of people are like, really? Like, that's a thing? I'm like, yes, build your own audience so you don't have to rely on any speaker for nothing because they won't promote anyway. So don't rely on them. It's not their job. It truly is not their job. So you need to build up your own audience. The challenge, she was like, I didn't even know you were doing a challenge. I'm like,
I totally missed it.
It's totally email. I did not advertise it on social. I think I put a few things on IG like, oh, I'm doing this challenge. I didn't even post a link to the challenge. I just wanted people on my list to do it. And did I miss a few people that probably could have got on my list? I don't care. The fact of the matter is I did my bundle. I got my 1,600 people. And now I'm going to serve them in this way. So I thought it went beautifully. 500 people opted in to the challenge. That's pretty cool. People started to watch the replays. They're participating in the homework. So I'm really excited about that. And I just released my bootcamp, Audience Accelerator Bootcamp, which is the cart will be open until Tuesday. And essentially people are getting in it. And I'm like, Oh my goodness. Like, because this is my first time
Yeah.
really stepping out of the service realm of it and going into let's do a group program. Let's do something together, to kind of walk them through the steps that we talked about during the challenge even deeper. So I'm excited about it. But I will also say I don't like doing an event by myself. I like having this. This is what I love. Talking back and forth. When you talk to yourself, you're then talking to the comments. And I don't like talking to the comments, you know.
Right.
Especially an hour and a half, I can fudge it for an hour and a half. I can I can do my thing for an hour and a half.
Right.
But I like talking to somebody else. I like the conversation.
Right. Yeah.
So it can take some getting used to be on the stage by myself, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I love all of the things that you do, which is why I was like, how the hell did I miss this?
Uh-oh, she went. She froze. Did you freeze?
You froze.
No, you froze. I didn't.
I froze. I'm hardwired. I don't know how.
I'm hardwired. I'm telling StreamYard.
You know,
anyway, okay.
These internet things are so crazy.
Okay, so go back. What'd you say? You said
I was saying all of your stuff is always well put together and it's always well done, which I was like I was bummed out that I totally missed it. But what I like about what you did was there was an intention behind it. I think sometimes people do things and there's no real purpose or intention. If your intention is to build your list, then that's what it needs to be, is to build your list. Now, as someone who does events all the time for myself, that list building is number one for me when I create an event. But I also understand the importance, because part of my messaging is online events help you bring brand awareness, create community, and monetize your genius. So I think where we miss the list building is, or we kind of get it twisted, is, oh, we built this list. Okay, now what? Where's the community that goes with that thing?
Right.
I think they go hand in hand. And I think that's why some people are like, leave list building out of it, because they miss the connection. People connect with you. If I spend 3 days with you, I gotta like you in some capacity.
Right. I gotta like something you saying. I really
don't
think
leave
I'm
me
learning
hanging.
something. Yeah.
Don't leave me hanging. Yeah. Beyond emails, like, what else are you going to do for me? Is there a place for us to chat, talk, have different things? And I think for each industry, it could be different. Right. I know for me with this wellness series, it's more mental. It's different. Black women, we don't talk about our health. We don't talk about things that plague us, because Big Mama say just pray about it. So I needed to create a safe space for that. Yeah. Email is not it. I need you on my list, but email ain't what it is, because how likely are you to really feel safe? That's the word. Feel safe with just an email. So I love that yours was intentional. I hope people learn from that the key to list building is creating a community, but it's to be intentional. What are you getting out of this?
Yes. I think they kind of, by the end, people understood what I was trying to say, especially for those who said, I have a small list. They kept saying I have a small list. I'm like, child, I had a small list for a long time. So, but once I kind of tapped into, I am going to build this list. I'm going to build my audience, but not only build the audience, if you do nothing with them, who cares? I'm just burning money. ConvertKit is taking my money, is all they're doing. Yeah. I'm not doing anything with them. So if I don't convert it into sales, giving them my offers, putting stuff out there, then what's the point? So yeah, that's what the challenge was all about, was trying to getting the audience to know me and who I'm about, and decide, do I want to stick around or do I want to unsubscribe and make sure Nicole saves some money on ConvertKit?
Right. And how about you give me a heads up so you don't have to do it by yourself? I mean,
well, it was funny because the one challenge I had, I'm trying to think, Slay Your Leads. I think it was Slay Your Leads. I had you on the 4th day. So it was a 3-day challenge. And I think I had you on the 4th day, and the last day was pre-recorded. And that was an affiliate thing. It wasn't even me, but I just don't like being on the stage by myself. But you know what I did? You know what I did? Day 2, I actually gave out the StreamYard code and asked people if they wanted to come on stage with me. And I had 2 girls who were watching who said, "Sure, I'll come on stage." And you know, I got to kind of work with them on their questions
Mhm.
and that stuff. So that was kind of fun. But at the same time, I was like, I'm up here like wah. Is you know, I'm listening to myself
By
talk.
yourself,
I'm
you
listening. Yeah,
do better.
I'm sitting there by myself, but anyway, okay. So this is our last segment. I wanted to go into it is Black History Month, y'all, and
Yes,
it is
it
Black History
is.
Month all 28 days of February. And I wanted to highlight Black creators or educators in the online space that we've been seeing. We got a nice list of people. If you're not already following them, follow them, engage with them, especially if these are things that you need in life. I got the first one. The first one's Sarah Gaines, and this is Instagram, by the way, y'all. So Instagram, Sarah_Gaines. Sarah is a travel nurse. So if you're a nurse, I mean, you know, if you're a nurse, you probably ain't gonna care what she got to say. But but she's a travel nurse. She was a full-time nurse, and essentially now she's teaching people how to be travel nurses
Yeah.
in the online space. She very much teaches about, you know, how she works, because she worked and she built her online presence. She did not give up her you know 36-hour job a week.
Yeah.
She was full-time nurse, and just like me, full-time nurse, and she also was building her business aside from it. So if you are a nurse, I think it's a great way to learn how to
Yes.
come up out of nursing, because nursing ain't gonna make you no money. It is the it is the outside of nursing that's gonna make you that money, that wealth building that she teaches. So Sarah
Yeah.
Gaines is my girl to contribute to the conversation.
Yes. I went and looked her up and I was like, okay. She first of all makes nursing look so cool.
I know, isn't it funny? I'm
Has
like, ooh,
this
girl, she
element
lying.
of fun, like fun, and like we know everything isn't always fun in nursing
Right.
because of what y'all do. But she really, it looks like she's really just giving you a way to be like, I ain't got to fool with this hospital like this. I
Mhm.
can do something else. So yeah, definitely go follow her, y'all.
Yeah, she says, scrap the bedside burnout and leverage premium contracts to build lasting career success. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, she's leveraging her career to make this thing. So, and she's called the 6-figure travel nurse, is what she calls herself. So Sarah Gaines is mine. Do you want to give one of yours, and then we can go back and forth?
Sure. So one of mine is this girl named Jade Beeson. She is super cool, y'all. I love her because number one, she has the coolest accent. Okay. But she really gives like really practical tips on how to grow your social media. But she's really mainly into YouTube.
Mm.
And she on her profile is so funny. She's the YouTube creator class valedictorian. She's been featured like an insider, and she has these really, really cool ideas. And what I love about her is she took something as basic as learning YouTube and turned it into an entire empire. Like
Mm.
she gives you practical tips on how to grow your YouTube and your IG, how to like do things on screen, how to position your camera, your phone. Like I think she's just dope, and she's someone who I don't mind listening to as I'm looking to like grow my YouTube and my Instagram as well.
Okay. I just followed her. I literally was like, okay, let me follow. Because I want to see us do it and how we do it
Yes.
well. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because, you know, I turned to the Maries and the Amy's because I didn't necessarily seek out, nor did I see Black creators. The only person I saw was Danielle Leslie, kind of at that level. That was the only person. That's when she really was
Right.
kind of hanging with them. But she don't seem
Right.
to hang with them like she used to. When I mean hang with them, like speak on their stages and that sort of
Yeah.
thing. She doesn't do that from what I'm seeing as much as she used to. But I need to see how we do it and how we do it well. So
Right. Right.
I'm following her. Okay, so my next one was Nikki Saunders at This Is Nikki's, Nicky's, and she spells Nikki the way I do because my name is Nicole. My family called me Nikki with a Y. So Nikki, she's just cool about it. Everything she does is cool. I
Yes.
guess is the way I could describe Nikki. Like she does this. I mean, she has what Ecamm, right? Is that what she uses? Ecamm.
Yeah, she uses Ecamm Live.
Okay, so she uses Ecamm Live, but I think she does it with IG, because IG you can do streaming now, or some people have it. She may have it, but everything she does, it looks beautiful. When you know she's live, you're like, well, let me check out what Nikki's doing. That's just kind of how it works. Whenever I
Right.
see her live, I'm like, let me go see what she's doing and what she's talking about. Just she's cool with it. She talks pop culture sometimes and relates it to marketing, so I'm sure she has something to say about Rihanna and how that worked. So yeah, Nikki Saunders at This Is Nikki's, NICKYS. Check her out.
Yes, she's dope. She's real dope. I love her.
Who do you got?
So my person is Cindy LaFosse, and she goes by I Am Princess. So she is actually a personal friend of mine, but she's someone that I have been following for years. So when I first started to blog, she was one person that I like latched on to. I wanted to know everything that she did. This girl is from Haiti. She has the coolest accent as well. But I love how she really loves to elevate the Black woman. So she went from blogging. She's a dope photographer. So a lot of pictures that you see of me, she's taken. She's taken a lot of my pictures. Yes, she's taken a lot of my pictures. So she is about creating wealth for Black women. So she started going into stocks and NFTs, teaching us about that. Now she tells you she's not an expert in it, but when everybody was scrambling to get Amazon and Google stock, like she was the girl talking about how you could do it with affiliate marketing. She now has another merchandise brand called I Am Black Wealth, and it is dope. I love it. It's so cool how she does a lot of her things. She has a rental space where you can go.
I know. I just saw that winter. I was like, "Oh, that's cute." That's in Atlanta. That rental
Yes,
space?
in Atlanta. And now she's making thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars
God, that's
teaching
such a good
people how to
idea.
juice. She was on my last
Juice.
summit. She was a speaker at Refresh Her, and she talked about juicing. She gave away her 90-day juicing guide that has helped her lose weight, and homegirl just got engaged.
Oh yeah, I just saw that photo. She's
Yeah.
look, I'm looking. I've been dying to do that. I've been dying to do a content house or something where people can come do podcasting and come do, professional videos and stuff. This is so cute. Like literally, she just bought a house and it is like a content house. And people pay money for that.
Yes. And her first house, she took the garage, Nicole, and revamped it. And that's like an Airbnb that she rents out.
No, come on now. Look how pretty that is. It's like I have a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, come do this at my podcast room. Oh, she got a podcast studio. So that's exactly what I want to do. She out here doing everything I want to do.
Yes. And a full DIY queen. Do you hear me?
Really?
Like literally you'll see some pictures where she'll show you how she revamped her house and does all these things. Like the girl makes a killing. Like she'll show you her reels bonuses. It's like $1,200. From what I hear from most content creators, it takes them a long time
to get
paid out for reels. This girl, I mean, she showed one. I want to say it was like back in October. It was like $1,200.
Oh, so that's Cindy Love. Would you say how you say her last name?
LaFosse. But she goes by I Am Princess.
And Princess with like 3 eyes.
Yes, 3 eyes and 3 S's. I thought that was
3
so
S's.
Cool.
That's right. Or is that 2 S's? That's 2 S's.
No, it should be 3 S's. Did I? Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 3. You wrote it wrong on there, but it's 3 eyes, 3 S's. Okay, and I Am Princess. That is so cute. She is the overall wealth, right? Like she's getting in many different streams. So that's awesome. Yeah, I just followed her as well. Let's see. So my third person, I'm gonna shout out DeSola Davis. So DeSola is just a longtime friend of mine. We were in several group programs together. I invited her down to Florida with Amber McHugh and her stuff down there. We've just, collaborated. She's been on my shows, she's been on my events, she's done all these things. And she's also a pharmacist. She's a pharmacist. She's a pharmacist. I swear to you, she's a pharmacist. She has a PhD. So like pharmacists have a doctorate. So she's Dr. DeSola Davis is what she is. And recently she's been talking a lot about the fact that, a lot of people often have full-time jobs and they're building their businesses and how to navigate that. And the fact of the matter is we just don't have time as some people who are full-time in their businesses, and how we need to leave space for that and not be ashamed that, look, I don't have time to do that, sir. No, I can't, do that interview, or no, I can't do that because I don't have the time to do that. So she's really started to talk about that in her messaging. And absolutely, her whole thing was customer journey, and it still is, talking about bringing your customer the full way and bringing them to your offer and getting them to know, like, and trust you. So I'm just going to shout DeSola Davis out there for anybody looking to, really get one with your customers and how to make them go from kind of like that person lurking to really that person who is buying from you. So DeSola Davis, it's at DeSola, DeSola Davis, spelled like, Davis. And that is her. Like I said, she's making so much sense, especially about full-time. I'm always feeling guilty that I'm not available for that interview or that thing or the this or the that. But she's like, look, continue to bring money home, put the food on your table. Right. It'll get there. You'll get there to where you can make that transition. But, you do what you got to do before you make that transition. So I love it.
Yes.
Sola Davis. Okay, who's your next person?
Her name is Jackie Ina, and her Instagram name is Lavishly Jackie. So let me just say, this girl, she's bomb because she helps you see the simplicity of content creation. She has like her own candle line. She does a lot of influencer stuff. So she got like a $350 Dior calendar, advent calendar around Christmas, and every day she unpacks something. But what I love about her, number one, as a Black creator, she never forgets what that is. She shows you what it is to be a Black woman in this space from a different country as well, but to also make it very simple on how you can do things. Like, I look at her stuff and I'm just like, really, girl? So we really watching you just get up and take a shower? And she has like 32K views on all her stuff. So she's really one that's really cool. I love watching her in this space because she really elevates like how you do simple things, making coffee or even washing your face. I'm like, girl, I know you don't steam them sheets every morning, do you? I know you don't put them towels in this water.
I mean, she puts her face and she puts that hair on. I see, and it looks very beautiful really every single day.
Yeah, she's cool. So that's my girl.
Awesome. I'm just gonna shout the one more. It's one we both we talked about before. Nicole Walters, at Nicole Walters. Oh, Jackie Ina at Lavishly Jackie. In case JACKIE. In case you guys missed that. But the last creator educator I will highlight is Nicole Walters. At Nicole Walters is what it is. And I'm gonna highlight her because I was a part of her group program. I was in her membership. And just how she has navigated this whole thing, being a person who's in the eye. Maybe you may not know her, but for those who know her, we know her.
Right.
How she has graciously navigated the changes in her life, because we very much knew about her kids. We knew about her husband. We knew about her life. She had a TV show, for God's sakes,
right,
on USA, whatever that is, USA Network. So we saw a lot of her and who she was, especially if you're in her world. And she's navigated the changes in her world, I think, beautifully. She has and tastefully done so on social media.
Yep.
How do you navigate changes when things change in your world? So catch her. She has a podcast. She still does. I don't know if she does too much with her kids because they're getting a lot more older now.
Right.
But those are some of the funniest videos, with things and how they're growing up and how they are now. I don't think I don't think the show has any reruns or anything. It was only one season.
Yeah, I don't think
But the
so
show was
either.
super fun. The show was funny. But yeah, so I think that's our last one. I don't think we have any more. Do you have any more?
Nope.
And I love how it was just women. I don't.
Yeah.
we're like we're just going to showcase women uh, for Black History Month. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's all we got. Anything else you want to talk about, LaKisha, or anything in the world
No.
happening that? No.
I can't think of anything.
I'm sure we'll have plenty to
I will
say.
have plenty next time. So
Next
yeah.
time your event would have happened, I'm gonna guess. So next time we'll have plenty to say for next month. Remember,
Yeah.
these are monthly shows, and you could do something like this yourself, right? Get a Biz
Right.
Bestie and create a show. I sent my
Yeah.
entire list and said, "Hey, check this out. Come look at us." I see
Yeah.
a couple people that's come in and just watch, which has been awesome. You could easily do this. I'm just saying
Right.
that out loud.
Definitely.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Two Biz Besties. And make sure if you didn't listen to last month, listen to last month.
Yeah.
But give us and this month, and then come back for next month for March, and leave a review. I mean, gee, I don't know. I guess we're doing reviews. I don't know. Say something nice, y'all.
You're not.
Say something nice. I only
Right.
use Spotify, and you can give us a rating there. Make sure it's 5 stars, please.
Please.
Please. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Bye.